In today's fast-moving world, our children face dangers that are not always visible but are deeply destructive. Drugs, pornography, excessive gaming, and other harmful addictions are silently stealing away the potential health and happiness of countless young lives. As parents, guardians, and responsible adults, it is our duty to protect them, not just by setting rules, but by understanding the threats, recognizing the warning signs, and taking action before it's too late. In this video, we will explore how these addictions work, how they affect your child's mind and future, and most importantly, the practical steps you can take to safeguard them. Because saving your child's life doesn't always mean pulling them out of danger. It often means guiding them away from it before they ever fall in. Recognizing early warning signs is the first and most crucial step in saving a child from addiction. From a medical perspective, addiction rarely happens suddenly. It develops gradually through repeated exposure to a substance or behavior that alters brain chemistry and coping patterns. Early detection allows for timely intervention before the problem escalates into a deeply rooted habit. Parents and caregivers should be alert to subtle changes in a child's daily behavior, mood, and performance. One of the earliest signs is a noticeable shift in personality or attitude. A previously cheerful child may become irritable, withdrawn, or unusually secretive. Academic performance might decline, with reduced interest in studies or school activities. Friend circles may change abruptly, and the child might spend more time with peers who display risky behaviors. Physical signs can also emerge, such as unexplained fatigue, changes in appetite, disrupted sleep patterns, or a decline in personal hygiene. It's important to remember that these symptoms do not automatically confirm addiction, as they can also be part of normal developmental changes. However, when several signs appear together and persist, they warrant attention. The key is to approach the child with empathy rather than judgment. Direct accusations can push them further into secrecy, whereas open-ended conversations encourage trust and honesty. From a doctor's standpoint, early recognition is not about controlling a child's every move, but about creating a supportive environment where concerns can be addressed without fear. Parents should also trust their instincts. If something feels off, it is worth exploring. By acting early through discussion, guidance, or seeking professional evaluation, families can stop addictive patterns before they take hold, ultimately protecting the child's mental, physical, and emotional well-being for the future. Strengthening family bonds is one of the most powerful protections against addiction in children. From a medical and psychological perspective, a secure and loving home environment provides emotional stability, which significantly reduces the likelihood of a child seeking unhealthy coping mechanisms. When children feel understood, valued, and supported, they are less vulnerable to external influences that may encourage addictive behaviors. Building strong family connections begins with consistent quality time. Shared activities such as family meals, outings, or even simple conversations create an atmosphere of trust. These moments allow parents to understand their child's thoughts, emotions, and struggles, making it easier to notice when something is wrong. Active listening, truly paying attention without immediate judgment, helps children feel heard and respected, which encourages them to open up about challenges. Emotional security also comes from unconditional love balanced with clear boundaries. Rules and expectations, when explained with care, teach children responsibility and self-control. At the same time, they should know that mistakes will be met with guidance rather than harsh criticism. This combination of love and structure builds resilience, a crucial factor in resisting peer pressure and addictive temptations. From a doctor's standpoint, family support acts as a psychological shield. Children with strong family ties are more likely to have higher self-esteem, better decision-making skills, and a healthier stress response. In contrast, a lack of emotional connection at home can leave them searching for comfort in harmful places, such as drugs, excessive gaming, or inappropriate online content. In essence, a strong family bond is not built overnight. It's the result of consistent care, communication, and empathy. By prioritizing relationships at home, parents create a safe foundation where children are less likely to turn to addiction as a means of escape or fulfillment. Providing healthy alternatives is a critical strategy in preventing addiction among children. From a medical and behavioral standpoint, addiction often develops when there is a void in a child's life, boredom, stress, loneliness, or a lack of purpose. By filling that void with positive and engaging activities, parents can redirect their child's energy toward productive habits that promote both mental and physical well-being. Healthy alternatives can take many forms, depending on the child's interests and abilities. Sports, for example, not only improve physical health, but also teach discipline, teamwork, and goal setting. Creative outlets such as painting, music, writing, or drama encourage self-expression and emotional release in a constructive way. Even simple hobbies like gardening, coding, or reading can give children a sense of accomplishment and purpose. It's important to allow the child to explore and choose activities they genuinely enjoy. Forced participation often feels like a chore, but genuine interest fosters long-term engagement. Parents can support this by providing resources, encouragement, and recognition for their child's efforts. Involvement in community programs, clubs, or volunteer work can also help children develop social skills and find belonging in positive peer groups, reducing the influence of harmful company. From a doctor's perspective, these alternatives serve as protective factors by activating the brain's natural reward system in healthy ways. They offer dopamine boosts and emotional satisfaction without the destructive side effects of addictive substances or behaviors. Over time, this builds resilience against cravings for harmful stimulation. By guiding children toward fulfilling and enjoyable activities, parents are not just keeping them busy, they are giving them meaningful reasons to avoid addictive paths. The goal is to make healthy choices feel more rewarding than risky ones, laying a strong foundation for a balanced and addiction-free life. Educating children about the consequences of addiction is a preventive measure that combines medical knowledge with clear communication. Many young people engage in risky behaviors simply because they do not fully understand the long-term effects on their bodies, minds, and futures. Providing age-appropriate information helps them make informed decisions and think critically when faced with peer pressure or temptation. This education should be honest but sensitive, avoiding fear tactics that can sometimes backfire. For younger children, simple explanations about how harmful substances or unhealthy habits can damage their bodies can be effective. For teenagers, a deeper discussion about the effects on brain development, mental health, and social relationships is important. The adolescent brain is still developing, particularly in areas related to decision-making and impulse control, which makes teens more vulnerable to addiction and less able to foresee its consequences. From a doctor's perspective, the science is clear: addictions, whether to drugs, alcohol, pornography, gaming, or other harmful behaviors, alter brain chemistry and can cause lasting damage. Physically, they may weaken the immune system, damage vital organs, and impair growth. Psychologically, they can lead to anxiety, depression, poor academic performance, and strained relationships. Socially, they can isolate individuals from friends and family or lead to conflict and legal troubles. The goal is to make children aware that every choice has an outcome. Real life stories, health workshops, and visual examples can make these lessons more impactful than abstract warnings. Parents and educators should also encourage open dialogue, allowing children to ask questions and voice doubts without fear of punishment. By equipping children with knowledge about the real risks, they are empowered to protect themselves. Informed children are far more likely to pause and reconsider before taking a step towards something that could harm their health, relationships, and future potential. Monitoring digital exposure is essential in today's world. where children are surrounded by smartphones, computers, and online content from an early age. While technology offers learning opportunities, it also carries significant risks for addiction, whether to social media, gaming, pornography, or constant online stimulation. From a medical and psychological perspective, excessive screen time can alter brain reward pathways, reduce attention span, disrupt sleep patterns, and create dependency similar to substance addiction. Children often lack the maturity to self-regulate their online habits. Without guidance, they may spend hours on activities that provide instant gratification but little real-life value, slowly making them dependent on digital stimulation. This not only impacts mental health, but can also lead to physical issues such as eye strain, poor posture, and sedentary-related health problems. More importantly, certain online spaces expose them to harmful content, cyberbullying, and negative peer influence, all of which can push them toward addictive behaviors. Effective monitoring is not about spying or invading privacy, but about setting healthy boundaries. This can include screen time limits, designated tech-free hours, and encouraging offline activities. Using parental controls and keeping digital devices in shared spaces rather than bedrooms can also help reduce unsupervised exposure. Most importantly, parents should lead by example. If children see adults constantly on their phones, they are likely to mimic that behavior. From a doctor's viewpoint, moderation is the key. Technology should be a tool for learning and connection, not a replacement for real-world interaction. Open communication about online risks, combined with practical limits, can help children develop a healthy relationship with digital media. By guiding and monitoring their digital use, parents can protect children from falling into the trap of online addiction, while still allowing them to benefit from the positive aspects of technology in a safe and balanced way. Encouraging professional support when early signs of addictive behavior appear can make a critical difference in a child's future. From a medical standpoint, addiction is not merely a bad habit. It is a complex condition involving brain chemistry, emotional health, and environmental influences. The earlier it is addressed, the greater the chance of successful recovery and prevention of long-term damage. Professional support can come in many forms depending on the child's needs. A pediatrician can assess any physical health effects, while a child psychologist or counselor can address underlying emotional or behavioral issues. Sometimes, addiction is a symptom of deeper problems such as anxiety, depression, trauma, or low self-esteem. These root causes must be treated alongside the addictive behavior for recovery to be effective. Therapy sessions provide children with a safe space to talk about their struggles without fear of judgment, while also teaching coping strategies to manage cravings, stress, and peer pressure. In more serious cases, structured rehabilitation programs or support groups may be recommended. These environments offer guidance, peer understanding, and consistent reinforcement of healthy habits. It is equally important for parents to be actively involved in the process. Family counseling can help improve communication, rebuild trust, and create a more supportive home environment. Parents should also be educated about addiction science so they can provide the right kind of encouragement without enabling harmful behaviors. From a doctor's perspective, seeking professional help should never be viewed as a sign of failure. It is a proactive step toward protecting a child's mental, physical, and social well-being. Just as you would not ignore a persistent fever or injury, you should not ignore the warning signs of addiction. Early intervention can save not only a child's health, but also their future happiness and potential. Every child's life is like a blank page, waiting to be filled with dreams, growth, and success. Addiction is the ink that can stain that page forever, but you hold the pen, protect their innocence, guide their choices, and stand firm against the influences that seek to harm them. Do not wait for the problem to appear. Start protecting them today. Because the best way to save a child from addiction is to never let it touch them in the first place.